what's up and welcome. Thank you so much for coming back to see us on Manifested Drama because you can actually see us if you watch us on YouTube and all of our funny shorts on the Insta and the TikTok
TikTok.
and the
I
TikTok.
am. So yeah, this is Manifested Drama Podcast. I'm not Amy. I'm
Yeah.
Nikki.
You on your best day, you
On
could
my
never.
best day, I wish. Hold on, let me throw that clap in there. Hold on.
Nice.
So
I like how
that's
everyone just
Amy,
stops. Yeah. Hi, I'm Amy.
and I'm Missy. And I just figured out how to put sounds in while we're recording, so I'm very, very excited,
And it's going to be everybody else's problem.
and we don't care because, as we have
And
said,
we
if
don't
you're
care.
one of our 7 listeners and 3 haters, we don't do this podcast for us. We do this podcast for us because we like to have a conversation. We like to have a nice 2-hour chat every Sunday that I try to whittle down as much as can. And I'm now no longer posting hour and a half podcasts. I'm doing it twice a week. So you guys are still stuck with us an hour and a half a week, and you're welcome. What do you want to be when you grow up? Because like this was not like what we planned, right? This was not where we're living life. We didn't plan on being 2 smoke shows that are breadwinners.
um I think if it's so that you're talking like in a perfect world, if
Yeah,
I could be anything at
yeah,
this stage in life. Okay. I think that I think I would be an entrepreneur, like a hotel owner or a restaurant owner.
yeah.
Um or maybe like if I was really going to shoot from the stars, I would go way way back and really get some like vocal training and be a singer.
Yeah, you could do it. I think you could. Or you could at least bust out now, you know?
Yeah, like Shania Twain and like Gretchen Wilson, they didn't get big until
So,
after they were like well into their 30s and 40s. So no, not Shania Twain, Sheryl Crow. I think Sheryl
yeah,
Crow was 40 when her first big single hit.
yeah,
So, it can be done, absolutely.
yeah. Because I mean, once you finally get like 1,000 followers on TikTok and you can go live, like I see so many like people that want to be singers. That's what they do is they go live and they just like sing little random songs, or people like will request it and they'll sing. So maybe that's something that
Maybe.
maybe and we'll have Amy sing on the podcast when she's had proper time on, because bitch can sing. I
Oh,
cannot.
thanks.
But she would let me do karaoke and drown me out, thankfully, for everybody else's ears. But yeah, she can sing. And because I was thinking about that today, and we were talking on Friday because we went to this like white woman special. It was like vintage market days, and it was like all these white women and that transition. That'll be part of the things I hate later. But we were talking about Rye, like and Rachel's daughter is like a freshman in high school and like going to college and like what doing what you want to be like when you grow up. And it was like, we know that the world has to go around and people have to do the jobs that aren't gonna make, people happy. But it was like we should be encouraging our kids to not necessarily follow their dreams or fuck it, follow your dream. But like find something that like fulfills you. And I was thinking today, I was like, man, what would Amy want to be when she? Because for me, like you said, if it was perfect world where I could do anything that I wanted to do, I would go back to, because you remember that little short period of time before Mike was born, I had my bakery. And I would go back to
Yeah.
doing that, and I would be making cakes and I would do cupcakes, and I would go back. I'm like, I have a touch of arthritis now because it's been 10 years, but I would go back to cake decorating. And I think if
Mhm.
I could find the time and find the motivation, I could probably make like a whole channel about and just do nothing but social media shit doing that. But then it's like,
I think you should.
well, I'm also eating right and all of that stuff. So I don't want that in the house, Like I baked a cake for
Yeah.
Whit for his birthday last week. It's the first time that I've made a cake in probably like 4 or 5 years, and it was not my typical, because I used to do wedding cakes and all of that, and I come up with like different cookie ideas, and I did candies and shit, and I was like watching all these fucking reels that people do and shit, and I was like, God, it is stuff that I made like 10 fucking years ago. And
Yeah.
I'm like, and I miss like that creative. That's like the one thing that I'm so glad we're doing the podcast, because it gives me that chance to do at least
Yeah.
something semi creative. Like I found that I've really, really enjoyed like the editing portion of like our videos and making like our little shorts and stuff. It's so fun for me. Like I know you joke that I'm like lose job, from editing our podcast time. But like I think I've got it down to a science now. And it's fun. It's fun for me when shit is cooperating. So
Oh yeah, everything's always fun when it's going your way.
that was like last week when it took me 8 fucking hours and I finally had to scratch it and
Aw.
just fucking post like yeah, some of the shit last week was not cooperating. And it's because I
Mhm.
don't want to pay for a video editor yet. I think if I pay for a video editor, I told Kevin, I was like, I might just find one that's like $10 a month and pay for it so I don't have like 8 hours of frustration. Because if that
When
happens,
I first started my YouTube channel, Mean Mommy Life on YouTube, um, I got KineMaster, and it's not super fancy, but it's easy enough to figure out.
yeah,
And I started off with like a monthly, and I think it was like $3.99 a month.
yeah,
And then like I got my tax refund, and I just paid for a year of it. I think it was like $29.99 for a year.
yeah,
So, it honestly, once I got the hang of it, I like when I first started, I hated it because I was like, it was my least favorite part because I didn't know what to
yeah,
do. It was so new at it. But once I figured it out, it became the thing that I liked because I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna like
yeah,
I'm going to utilize this little feature or this thing that I saw in another video that I know I can do, or so I totally get that. But KineMaster might be something to check out if like just for like
yeah.
a starting play or a jumping off point.
Yeah,
Just
like
a
I can
suggestion.
use Canva or CapCut. I think I could pay and upgrade my subscription and use like Canva Pro, where like
Mhm.
we could use Canva Pro where I could edit it. I think I can edit the videos and stuff, but I could also do like merch and shit off of it if we ever get to
Mhm.
that point. Because I use CapCut sometimes for my TikTok videos, and it's like it only takes like X amount of like megabytes or gigabytes or whatever the shit. And so I've been kind of trying to throw things in iMovie and make it on iMovie on my phone and then save it to my cloud. But my cloud takes forever to sync. And I'm like, fucking go, god damn it. Because once I get it on the cloud, I can get on my laptop and I can download it from the cloud and put it in Riverside and kind of edit it how I want it and get the audio off of it. But I'm gonna have to just probably do some better research and figure out what I can find and just kind of suck it up and pay for it at this point. Because I just think that this project that we're doing is worth it to me and it's worth all of the effort. And like, we don't ever like make it and be successful podcasters or YouTubers or whatever the fuck. We're having a good ass time. And I think that's all that matters. So it's worth it to me infinitely, you know?
There's gonna be lots of like video clips that they can like splice together between my social media and your social media, and pictures that they'll gather from our friends and family members that just come out of the woodwork once we get arrested in our Thelma and Louise style rampage that we will
What was
inevitably
our
go on
behind the
to.
music? The
Yeah,
behind the
our
music.
date our dateline, our impact.
Can we? Yes, I watched
Yeah.
that this week. If I
Oh, the
finally
Britney
watched the
one.
Britney one, I finally watched it this week, so I don't remember
Mm-hmm.
any of it after the whirlwind of a week that I've had. But I watched it and
Yeah.
I was like, as it was basically like a lot of what was in her book that we could infer just from like social media and stuff. But it was like very pro Britney, which I liked. So
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
never thought I would say, because we have said, I don't know how many times, like our generation, we were basically bred to hate her and be jealous of her. And I think it's been kind of
Yep.
nice to see everybody rally. And now, like,
Yeah.
I want to go revisit her music and kind of listen to her music and see, because she did write her songs, like some of her songs. It wasn't all,
Mhm.
her being factory made and stuff. I do want to go back and
Yeah.
revisit and see now that I know from her point of view like what those
Yeah.
songs are really about. So
Like, yeah, especially like I listened to Every Time the other day. It was just in
yeah,
my feed because since I've been like watching stuff on
yeah,
Britney, now it's in my algorithm, so I'm getting a lot of Britney in my shorts. And a short came up of Every Time, and they were talking about how like pointed it is that
hmm
now that we've had the book and we know the story, how
hmm
differently people are listening to that song. So I went and I listened to it, and I'm like, now that I don't hate her with every fiber of my being, This really is a pretty good song. A lot
Mhm.
of her music, I just can't suffer. I can't suffer it. You know, like so it's just not my cup of
Toxic.
tea, and that's okay.
Yeah,
But
I can't.
there is
Toxic is
there
the
is
worst.
one. It is. It really is. I like You Better Work, Bitch.
Mhm, I like that
And
one.
I like If You Seek Amy for two reasons.
I wonder.
Because well, yes, because of the title, but that there it is a double entendre. The title is.
Yeah, fuck me.
I didn't know that
Oh, you didn't?
until like
Welcome to
no,
like
not until like
2004.
oh yeah. I probably knew it like it was probably maybe like 5 or 6 years ago. I found that out. But again, I'm not a big Britney follower, so like I would jam to it if I heard it on the radio, but it wasn't like I'm not like doing deep dives
Yeah,
into like behind the lyrics or anything like that. And I was just like, "Oh fuck, that's like a really clever like little turn
yeah.
of phrase there and it's got my name in it and that's totally something that I would say." So,
Well,
it's
yeah.
a mhm
It's probably why I like Missy Elliott so much. Because
because y'all
hello,
share.
and she was like a bigger girl. So
Yeah.
she
She's
was
not
bigger.
anymore.
She got that rich skinny girl shit going on now. But
Yeah,
yeah, she was
she got that
bigger and
Zempic.
unapologetically larger girl, back then.
Speaking
And
of Ozempic, I saw something about a new drug that's coming out that is basically Ozempic, but it's being marketed as weight loss.
oh really? Is it
Yeah, and
Mounjaro?
no, it's like
Okay.
Zemp something. Hold on, let me do a search real quick. Hey, baby, let me do new
Because I know that there's generic semaglutides that like
Zepbound.
zip bound.
Zepbound. Zepbound. So
Okay.
it's like obviously it's got if it's not Ozempic, it's got some of the same shit as Ozempic because of
Yeah.
the Zem, Zempbound, Ozempic. So but yeah, I saw a
Maybe I'm gonna
story
fit in blood
where
bank tomorrow.
they were uh thinking that it's going to be very difficult to get insurance companies to pay for it. I mean, you're going to need a
Yeah.
lot of persuasion from your doctor, and it is going to be over $1,000 a month.
And Ozempic and Mounjaro, if they're not covered, they're about the same cost. Because like my
Yeah.
insurance won't cover anything prescribed to me for like weight loss. Like I could take like Wellbutrin, which is like Wellbutrin or whatever the fuck, or Bupropion, that like it curbs your appetite. Like I lost probably like 10 pounds when I first started taking Wellbutrin for my anxiety and my depression.
Mhm.
And but that's because that's what it was prescribing me for. But they won't pay for Mounjaro, they won't pay for Ozempic, they won't pay for gastric, they won't pay for like metformin, they won't pay for any of that stuff. Like I would have to pay for all of that out of pocket. Where there are some, but and it's like even if I went to get like a breast reduction, it's weight loss centric, so they won't pay for that either.
Mm. I'm curious. Back in the day when they were poisoning us with legal speed, otherwise known as Fen, um, was that covered by insurance?
I think so, which
Was
makes no
it
sense.
interesting?
Yeah, or I think it depends on the
Interesting.
insurance because like this is my first insurance I've had that would not pay, say, if I wanted to get like bariatric surgery. This is my first
Mhm.
instance of them. It's literally in our thing, like they won't pay for it. And so but you would think like it's you're technically healthier, thinner, so why would they not? But then it's because they
Yeah.
won't make as much money. It's like you sent me that thing
Mm.
about, pharmacies kind of big pharma getting fucking we're fucked basically by insurance companies because Amy sent me was that Joe Rogan, right?
No, it was Jon Stewart.
John Stewart, it was like a video, a YouTube short of how, as a pharmacist, if your grandma goes in for a prescription and she does not have insurance, he's like, my cost is $2, but I'll sell it to her for 4. But the minute she
Mhm.
tells me she has insurance, I have a gag clause, and so I have to put her information in, and it's $10. She has to pay $10, but then I go on my
Mhm.
system and there's like a kickback to the insurance company of 7 of those $10. So where he could have made $2 because she has insurance and he can't say, hey, I can save you $6. He makes a
Yeah.
dollar less. And it's like, why the fuck would these pharmacies like CVS and shit like that? That's not a small fucking market. Why would you put up
Mm-mm.
with that? And it just shows how stupid the American public is. We're stupid and we're
We've been
complacent and we're
spoon fed. This
lazy.
is the way it is.
Yeah.
This is just how things work. And,
Mm-hmm.
you don't like, you remember when insurance was something that you wanted? Like, you're like, God, I
Yeah.
wish I could afford insurance. And now I'm like, what the
Fuck
fuck is
it.
the difference?
Yeah.
What's the fucking difference?
Well, we
With
all
it,
wanted
without it,
insurance, and then
I'm
Obama
paying
said,
for it.
if you don't have it,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tax you $500 essentially. And then the one good thing I think Trump did was got rid of that $500. Like that's
Yeah.
not a thing anymore. But
I never had
when
to pay that because I didn't make enough money. So
yeah,
that
yeah,
didn't, but it scared me though, because I was just like, what the hell am I going to do? You know?
yeah. And now we have, because when that was enacted, and we've talked about it, and we can rant about insurance for a while. I'll allow it. Um, Insurance was the coverage was much better prior to Obamacare. The cost of insurance was much better prior to Obamacare. So now he agrees with me. I get it. He says, yeah, fuck insurance.
Yeah.
But and now we have where insurance cost is astra fucking nomical for therapies for Micah, where no other insurance we've ever had would cover therapy for Micah. Any of his OT,
Mm-hmm.
his speech, any of his behavioral therapy, they would say you have to meet your deductible. Then we're going to pay for it. Well, then we'll cover it. Well, each visit's 100 and something bucks, but we're only going to count 32 visits towards your deductible, and then we're going to stop you, and we're
Mm-hmm.
not going to apply it. So we would have never not had to pay out of pocket. Where this one, they'll pay for it out of pocket, or we only pay like a $30 copay, which is
Mm-hmm.
nice. Yeah.
That's nice. My company pays for my health insurance. I'm responsible for my dental and my vision if I, should choose to carry it. Um, so I'm grateful that I don't have to pay that premium every month for my health insurance. I just wish that it covered more, and I wish my deductible wasn't so high,
What is
because
your
it's like
deductible?
I think it's 2,500.
Okay.
And I mean, I think it's I mean I don't pay enough on the premiums to meet it.
Yeah.
And I've experienced some health stuff this year, but on under normal circumstances I don't get sick.
Yeah.
I don't require a doctor. So it's like, go to the dentist once a year. The dental insurance covers that. Go
Hmm.
to the eye doctor once a year to get my glasses. The eye insurance covers that. But everything else, because I don't, require
Yeah.
medical care that often, it's like, okay, well, you haven't met your deductible, so $150.
Do you not
And I'm just
have
like,
a copay, or do you have to pay out of pocket for and then hit your copay, or then hit your deductible for office visits and stuff?
I'm pretty sure that I have to pay out of pocket until I hit my deductible. Because
That's
when I
shitty.
was sick earlier this year, I went to an actual doctor, not like a doctor in the box, like at
Yeah.
CVS or Walmart, or not Walmart, Walgreens. And it was in my network. I got them off of the Cigna website. So I figured, okay, the Cigna says that they take my insurance. So I'm thinking, $20
Yeah.
copay. No, $150.
Yeah.
And I
That's
was just
shitty.
like, really? Because I mean, and it may have been a little more expensive because they did give me a steroid shot.
Mm.
But I can't imagine. I figured that's something that I so would should have been covered. So it's like
Yeah.
it's very, very frustrating to it's like a lot of things. You grow up thinking that being an adult is something, and then when you finally become an adult, you realize
It's
it
not.
ain't
Yeah.
nothing. It's nothing like what you thought it was. All I ever wanted to do was choose the radio station in the car. I never said anything. I never said I wanted to grow up and live in a shitty apartment and pay too much for it and pay bills. I never said I wanted to do
Yeah.
that. That's not what I wanted to be when I grow up.
No, nobody prepares you for.
That's-
Okay.
So what's we moving moving on to?
So what
Like,
are we
what
moving
do
on to?
uh
So you're traveling next week, so I'm gonna have to find a special guest and do filler episode because no episode is complete without you. So you're traveling, you're
Oh.
going to your sister's third wedding, and are
Yeah,
you
I'm going to my
nervous at
sister's.
all?
Yeah, I don't do well in going through security at airports. I had a bad experience. A, I guess it was earlier this year. No, it was last year. Sorry. So it's been over a year, but it's still it was pretty traumatizing. And so I don't like going through security, even though I
Yeah,
know in the front of my mind it's going to be fine.
yeah.
But it's just it's just triggering.
That's how you know you were a
But
hood rat, though, is that you had one bad experience with like the popo,
yep,
and then
yep,
you're
nope, not
always,
gonna get me twice.
yeah,
Nope.
yeah. That's when you know you see hood Russia. That was like whenever you can be perfectly legal doing nothing wrong, but a cop pulls up behind you when you're doing the speed limit. You're like, oh,
You can get off
fuck,
the road real quick.
I got warrants, but you ain't got warrants.
You
Yeah,
just
that's
it's instinctual. You pull off
yeah.
the road for a second. Just, oh, this is where I'm turning, since
Or
there's
you
a
pull
cop behind
over
me.
because you have to check your phone and you don't want to be like, I'm using
Yeah,
my
because you're a
officer.
responsible driver.
I'm checking the GPS. You're not paying attention to me, but I'm checking the GPS and I'm not texting and driving, officer.
Mm-mm. No, sir.
Back, back the blue. Good
Yes.
day. Yeah, that's when you know you used to be a hood rat. Are you nervous about seeing your family and seeing your dad after all of the year that you guys have had?
I am. I haven't, and I do this every single day. Every single day I drive to work, or I'll be at work just, working and letting my mind wander, or sitting on the couch at home, and I'm thinking to myself, I need to call my dad.
Yeah,
I need to just call him and just check in on him, and just, I'm not going to bring anything up because I'm not trying to pour salt in old wounds or anything like that. But I love my dad. I know he's getting on there in years, and I need to make a better effort in keeping in contact with him. And also, I would like to make an attempt to kind of bury the hatchet a little bit,
yeah,
like, because life's too short, to not, at this point in life, there's not a whole lot that I think that can be done. I'm going to continue to voice my opinions and what I feel is right for my family and my children. And if they don't agree with it, then I really am
yeah,
sorry. I will take your acceptance, but I do not require your approval, and neither does my family. But
yeah,
I'm nervous. But honestly, I'm more nervous about the traveling.
yeah.
So,
I think,
if I need to, I take my vape cartridge outside, and, have
yeah.
a drink on my sister's open bar tab. So
What day are you leaving to
I'm
go?
leaving Thursday.
Where is her wedding?
She lives in Merritt Island, Florida.
Okay,
It's very, very close to Cape Canaveral, where and the
okay.
Kennedy Space Center, where they shoot off the rockets.
Do you think
Um,
your dad's gonna try to bury the hatchet, or you think he's gonna act like our parents tend to do, like nothing happened, or like you should be the
I,
one that apologize?
I don't think any apologies will be had, because I don't think that it's not that I don't think that he's sorry. I think that, because that's what our family does. We don't talk about shit. We just
Hmm.
sweep it under the rug, and we pretend it's not there.
Yeah,
Um but I'm, of course, I'm the one that likes to stir the pot. So I'm always the one that wants to ask questions and wants to, dredge shit up.
yeah. Get it out,
Um but
not
I
hold it
think
in.
that it will not be mentioned. It won't be
Yeah,
brought up. I will be very surprised if it is.
yeah,
So, but if it does come up, I am all about trying to talk it out, and
yeah,
and and burying that hatchet, and at least coming to, we can agree to disagree,
yeah.
and allow us to move on, and, continue to have semblance of a healthy relationship.
You're better than me. I'm holding out for an apology. Like after had that shitty day with the petty bullshit with the other mom, and then went to go eat with my friend Rachel, and then here comes like my dad getting sat
Yeah.
right next to us. Like
It's like,
my friend Rachel was like, I'm just like, I'm not. I don't want to make an effort. Like, I don't give a fuck right now. And Rachel made a very good point was like, you might be an adult, but like, you're still the child.
Mm-hmm.
And, I think it comes on where it's like on our parents to, no matter what, like, they got to get over themselves. Like, we're their kids, you know?
Yeah.
That will
Yeah.
never happen. So I know with the holidays coming up, it's going to be kind of weird um, here because just we're around where everybody is. But I'm kind of like I'm very much like stuck in my old lady boomer ways right now, where I'm like I'm not apologizing for
Mm-hmm.
shit.
Also, you're still. I think you're also still wounded. You know.
Yeah, I very much no. I am, and I think it's because I've put up with bullshit for so long. And I told Kevin, I think yesterday, that I slipped into this role of being such a people pleaser for so long that I'm tired of doing it. And I'm tired of just making people around me comfortable and taking shit and just kind of keeping my fucking mouth shut. And I'm not doing it
Mm-hmm.
anymore. And I think that's one thing that my dad really vehemently does not like, especially if a woman has a strong opinion. But especially, how dare I, as his child, talk back and have an opinion, and it's not how wonderful he is, you know? So
Mm-hmm.
it'll be my poor brother will be the one stuck in the middle, and I don't have to get up on Thanksgiving Day and start a cooking for fucking 12. We can cook for our 5 and eat later in the day, or eat whenever the fuck we eat, and I don't have to wake up at the ball crack of dawn,
You
and I'm
can
okay
have
with that.
hot dogs if you want.
Oh no, Kevin likes his yum yum, and I like my fat girl holidays.
Oh,
Melissa called it last week. I don't want to take away that fat girl holiday. I want to be holly jolly eating some fucking turkey and shit in front of
I loved
my
that she called
Christmas
it that.
tree. I know,
Terrorist.
I know.
I'm
So
not
that
getting
was
one this
my.
year.
You're not getting a Christmas tree this year. Is that a
Nope.
protest because mine I already have 3 up, or what?
Do you really think I'm that petty? Shut
No,
up.
but I think it'd be fun if you did.
um, like, no, we're not putting it up because of Missy. If you want a Christmas tree, you talk to Missy. It's her fault.
Aunt Missy cancel
Um,
Christmas. Thanks, bitches.
no, one, we don't have a Christmas tree. Like last year, we got a live one,
Mm-hmm.
and it was beautiful. I was astonished at how expensive they are.
Yes.
And but we had a friend that we had done him a favor. His car was broken down, and we ran him to run some errands a few times. And he said thank you to us by buying us a Christmas tree, because we didn't, we were just like, we don't have one. It's either buy
Yeah.
a Christmas tree and all the decorations, or buy Christmas presents, and that's no
Yeah.
brainer. But normally the kids are not here for Christmas. They were here
Okay.
last year because they went to their dad's house for Thanksgiving because their sister got married.
Okay.
And but they will be at their dad's house for Christmas. And I don't have a whole lot of Christmas decorations, like household decorations. Actually, I don't have a whole lot of tree decorations either. Um, but it's just, I like decorating if there is
Hmm.
somebody there to enjoy it, that's going to
Yeah.
like enjoy, like sit around and like look at the decorations and all that. But I won't do it. Eric could give a fuck less.
Yeah.
And I would enjoy it, but I'm not going to go through all that effort for me. Maybe I should, but
Yeah.
I'll tell you
No.
why I won't do it, because of my mother.
Oh.
Oh, she is
Keep.
psycho about Christmas.
Oh, okay.
She's psycho about. She has so much crap, Missy. Missy, she has so much crap. Every year, my younger sisters and I, we take bets on
On how
how
much?
many pieces she's gonna forget to put away, and how long it
Oh.
takes her to notice it. She has left her Christmas tree up until Easter. Is she starts playing that goddamn Mannheim Steamroller Christmas music every year before Thanksgiving. This is why I hate Christmas. She's the reason. And it has no, I was just so
So
inundated with it.
my
Go ahead.
kids are going to be you, because my kids are
Yeah.
over Christmas already.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to take you on a
This is
little
your
trip.
future.
Hold on.
Oh no. Oh
So
no.
let's start in this corner here. Hold on. So most of my Christmas crap was in there. I'm not done yet. Do you
Oh my
see
god.
that snowman there? It says
Yeah.
let it snow, or Sean Connery on SNL, let it snow. I forgot that it was up. So there's this stuff there. there's all of that. Hold on. And then there's shit all over my entertainment center that you probably cannot see because there's a wall and stuff in the way. Hang on. I'm really bad at this. Hold on. Did you see there's like shit? There's Christmas shit all over my house. And I'm not done.
Yeah.
I'm not done. I love Christmas, but I think it's because when my parents split up, they, oh, I disappeared. They stopped really kind of, my mom stopped decorating. Like, we kind of really just stopped having holiday traditions. Like, we would get together, like, we would do like your kids do, where it was like, and I'm sure, you know, with divorced parents, same thing, where it was like 1 year in with my dad at Thanksgiving, the next year I'm with my mom at Thanksgiving, and we would switch off. But my mom, it was on us even probably by the time I turned 10 or 12 to decorate for Christmas. So we used to not even decorate until like Thanksgiving Day. But I think, and I've seen it's like, it just makes me happy. And we've had so much shit with the pandemic and stuff that people are decorating earlier and earlier and earlier. And if it makes me happy, like who gives a shit? So that's one of our things is we decorate early as shit. My kids were kind of like Witten is all about me doing TikTok lives and helping me do TikTok lives now when I'm decorating Christmas trees. He's all for it because he like will watch my phone for comments so he can watch it. He's like, tell us what you think. Put a comment in. Give us a thumbs up if you think it's the shit kind of stuff. And I'm like, okay, he's here for it. But like Rylan is like, she had cramps the other day and she just didn't feel like decorating. But when it was time to bust out with like stuff that was Kevin's mom's, she was the one that was jamming it. Where do I put this? Or like I have a bunch of like little antique German from my like great grandparents from Germany that we usually put up. But I think the cat ate the Christmas tree because there's usually a Christmas tree on this side of me as well. So I have like 4 total Christmas trees in my house because I have 2 downstairs in my basement right now. That they go on. Like I have to buy another one that she's like will be the one to put them on there for me and make sure that they don't get fucked up. So
Nice.
my biggest thing right now is keeping that fat fuck of a cat because he will like. I put that one in the basement last week, and he was looking at me on my optic windows. What he was like chewing on that fucking. I was like, and he's like, what?
You're like, kitty
Like that?
cat? You're
Yeah.
gonna end up like that cat on National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation if you're not
You know,
careful.
exactly. What does Thanksgiving look like at your house? So you don't put up Christmas. So how about what do you guys do for Thanksgiving? What are your holiday traditions?
We kind of changed up every year. Like 2 years ago, we were in a different house and we did like all traditional stuff, like
Mm-hmm.
turkey, stuffing, the whole schmear. And then last year the kids were at their dad's, and so Eric and I don't remember. I think we went to Oh no, we went to my dad's last year for Thanksgiving.
Okay.
And it was a very last minute thing. My dad called me up and he was just like, "Well, what are y'all doing for Thanksgiving?" I'm like, "No, nothing. I mean, the kids are gone, so whatever." He was just like, "Well, why don't you see if you can get a flight?" And we did. It's like it was like not even like it was like 3 weeks before Christmas or
Oh
before
wow.
Thanksgiving, so it was very very last minute. And
Yeah.
then as soon as we went on a trip to Laughlin the weekend before that. So it was just like Laughlin and then no. It was 2 trips back to back.
Yeah.
But I can't remember cuz it was Laughlin and then my dad's. But
Thank you, Eric.
I don't remember
Someone's got to keep you
how
straight.
far apart they were. Yeah,
Yeah.
Eric. Huh? But I don't remember how far apart it was that we went to Laughlin and then went to my dad's. A week. Okay, so it was a
I'm
week.
gonna have to start writing these itineraries by Eric so he can give you the details.
Yeah, he definitely
Yeah.
remembers things a lot better than I do, but
So
I
does
will never
Kevin.
admit to that.
You know what? We're the talent. We don't have to remember things.
That's right. They're the
So,
help.
yeah. The helpless.
the the kids said, namely V, said that they wanted tamales.
Okay.
So I don't know if that's going to happen or not. It's all
For
going to depend.
Thanksgiving
It's
or
really
Christmas?
for Thanksgiving because
Okay.
like sometimes we'll go to like a really nice butcher shop
Mm-hmm.
and we'll get like a really really nice steak or like
Yeah.
a bit like a nice piece of meat or like something. We'll just do like fancy dinner, like stuff
Yeah.
that we would spend a couple of $100 on stuff that we would spend 300 or 400 at a steakhouse, eating out.
Yeah.
But yeah, but typically, even before we moved here, the kids, we were never really much into Thanksgiving because the kids would go to their dad's house, or
Hmm.
they would go with my parents to my stepdad's family's house.
Yeah.
And I was so trauma. I was here telling you about my Thanksgiving trauma. Um,
Tell me.
Thanksgiving was always a super stressful day because we had to get up and watch that damn parade. And I still do it. I like look
Yeah.
forward to it. So I guess it's positive things do sometimes stick. But then we had to go to my stepdad's family's house, and he comes from an enormous family. His mother was one of, I think, like 14, and so
Say
they
no
all
a
live
couple of
like
times.
around. Huh? What?
Said say no a couple of times. Shit.
I mean, fuck, man. And like, so, but they treat Thanksgiving like a family reunion. So
Okay.
every single year, there is well over 100 people in one house. I mean,
Oh.
so it's like a whirlwind. Like, you get in, and then you have to like say hi to everybody and like reintroduce yourself because there's so many of them and it takes all
Yeah.
day. By the time you remember, whose kid is who, and like who's related to who and how, and then you eat dinner, it's
Yeah.
time to go, and then you don't see them again for
For
a
another
whole a
year.
whole year. And my
Yeah.
mom was always very into like the dressing up thing.
Mhm.
Like, so I was never comfortable. Like, I
Yeah.
had to wear church clothes, and everybody else is in like
The jeans and a fucking
flannel
t-shirt and
pajama
shit.
pants and
Yeah.
jeans and stuff. And I'm just like my toes are pinching and my pantyhose are riding up, and I just want to fucking
Goddamn
go.
Mary Janes. Yeah.
Yeah, so when I finally got to the point where I was like, I'm not going to Thanksgiving anymore, somewhere in like my mid 20s, I would just stay home and just like get drunk.
Yeah.
That was my Thanksgiving,
A
and
Denny's. Go to Denny's.
yeah,
Yeah.
and so I never really picked back up on that tradition just because that was a holiday that didn't really hold a ton of happy memories for me. So it was just like, might as
Yeah.
well ignore it.
Yeah, I think we do everything for the kids because, Kevin just had his mom growing up. So, and then my mom, even when we were in DFW, would rarely come to our, I think the first year or two we were married when Rylan was a baby, we had both Thanksgiving and Christmas at our house where, Joe didn't have kids yet that he knew about and all of that stuff. So he very much would bring stuff to spoil my kids and we cooked for like everybody. There was one year that like both my mom and my dad were in town at our house for Christmas and it was weird. And then but we've always kind of done like for the kids. So we do like the turkey and all of the sides and shit for Thanksgiving, and then we'll usually sometimes throw a ham in there. We're just honestly because I'm fat, we're about the food. That's what we're here for. We're not even for the fun. We want the food. And then the last couple of years for Christmas, like our house, everybody comes here because my dad is like in an 1,800 square foot quad level, and a quad level is like his main floor is tiny, tiny, tiny. My brother lives in a duplex and like we have like an open floor plan. So we have like the basement for the kids, we have a park, all that stuff. And we just fit
You
people
got the
because
party house.
my stepsister comes every year too, but like my stepmom's allergic to animals apparently. So they don't stay very long anymore. Like they would come and eat and leave. And I think we're the best cooks in the family. We don't give anybody food poisoning or anything like that. In the last couple of years, we have started like making Christmas Eve dinner like just for the five of us where it's like a brisket or like a prime like you said, like you would go to like a butcher shop. Like we would go get like a brisket. But yeah, like I was saying, we'll do tamales too. And so but we go
Yeah.
to like but we're in Kansas, so there's not good tamales anywhere. So we have to go to like Kroger and get like out of the frozen section and get tamales from there. So at least you have access to good tamales because you're not like in white people central.
Oh no, they want me to make the tamales.
Oh, fuck that. That's so much work.
That's what the Hispanic girl that I work with said. She's like, "That's a lot of work." And I'm
Your
like,
kids
well,
are, yeah.
Thanksgiving is a lot of work. I'm going to be in the kitchen for 8 fucking
But
hours no matter what
tamales
we
are
have.
so much work. It's so much work. I honestly, because I feel like we don't cook for hours and hours. We put like the bird in the oven. So we just put in the roaster oven, and then every other side takes like an hour or 2 hours depending on what you're making.
Mhm.
So we've got it because like we watch the parade while we're prepping like fucking stuffing and shit like that. Because do you make
Nice.
stuffing? Like,
Nice.
how do you make your stuffing? Do you make it with cornbread or do you make it
I
with
follow
like
the directions
toast?
on the box.
Oh my fucking god, Amy!
I'm kidding. I'm
You guys are
kidding.
invited, babe. I'm inviting Eric and Amy for Thanksgiving. You guys are invited for Thanksgiving if you guys want. Like,
What are
not
the kids supposed to do?
well, you bring them with you. I'll buy them store brand tamales. They can go sit and not. They can go sit on their phones and not talk to the other kids that are on their phones.
No, the only well, Eric is not super into stuffing or dressing, as a lot of people
They
like to
call
call
it,
it.
yeah,
But I enjoy it, and but it's like it. I have to like make the things that I know is going to get eaten, because
yeah,
it's like it's just the four of us. So
yeah,
if we're gonna have a shit ton of stuff, like at least stuff that's gonna get like they always want fried okra,
yeah,
and they always want mashed potatoes, deviled
yeah.
eggs,
Obvi,
and green bean casserole,
yeah.
and yeah. So ooh, maybe we'll do pork chops. He would like pork
There you
chops.
go.
I don't
Yeah,
know,
we do
but
cream corn, green bean casserole, mac and cheese, mashed potatoes, stuffing, deviled eggs,
mhm.
rolls, and then the meats.
V would probably help me with because they make macaroni and cheese,
Hmm.
and they can do deviled eggs also. So I don't know. Maybe we'll do traditional stuff. Maybe I'll like order a honey baked ham or something,
Ooh, yeah.
and then like just do like sides and stuff.
There you
Cause
go.
I love good. Oh, did you know? I found this out today. Texas Roadhouse, they will
You can get their
sell
rolls frozen. Yes.
frozen. Did you see Jordan's
Yes.
thing? Yes, I love that guy.
Oh man,
I
we
had
did.
no
Yeah.
idea.
Well, we are gonna throw in. We're gonna try because I've never been like a sweet potato casserole kind of girl. But speaking of Texas Roadhouse, if you've never had their baked sweet potato,
They're
your life is
good.
incomplete. And we're gonna try to recreate that for Thanksgiving this year. I've
Oh,
been
like in
obsessed with,
casserole form?
yeah, or because it's gonna it
Ooh.
because we'll eat on leftovers from like Thursday to Sunday. So I don't have to cook for 4 days. It's the shit. We do the same thing for Christmas.
Yeah.
We eat on it for 4 days. So it'll get, well, Kevin and I will eat on it, and sometimes the kids will. But that's the whole thing is we make all of this food. And my dad will bring over like cornbread dressing, which we know that you're not going to eat anything that Joe made because you're going to get diarrhea. Um, but him and my brother will eat it. So, babe, that's like his only contribution.
I have a funny story about a turkey not being cooked.
Okay, tell me.
So I was still married to Will, and
Okay.
his sister called me on Thanksgiving Day, and she's like, "Hey, can I ask you a question?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." She's like, "So, how long does it take for the turkey to cook?" And I'm like, "It's usually like I forget what I told her." And she's like, "Okay, well, how long do I need to set it out for?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" She's
On
like, "It's
Thanksgiving Day.
frozen." Yeah, it's frozen. I was just like, "Oh, you're not having
Oh,
turkey today, babe.
no,
Sorry."
baby.
And
You need to get that shit out on
she
Wednesday,
was just like,
Monday.
I'm just gonna like put it in and like see what happens. And then I didn't think about it till later on, and like it was like my brainwaves like traveled across the country to wherever she was living. I think she was living in California at the time because she was with her ex-husband was in the military. And she called me up and she was just like, "Hey, um I can't get the thing inside out." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And or no, I was because I had thought about the bag
Oh,
of
oh
the
no.
So
She
yeah.
cooked it with
So
the neck and everything
well,
inside it.
the inside was still frozen, and that's why she couldn't get it out. And so it
Okay.
was just, it was at that point I said, "Please do not eat that turkey. I
You
understand
will
that it was
get
expensive.
dysentery and
You
die.
yes, you will get yeah, it's what I can't remember the name, or like pink eye or conjunctivitis,
Salmonella.
y-
Yeah.
salmonella, all of it.
And salmon, all of it. You gonna
Trichinosis.
get the
You get that from squirt.
diarrheas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you can get the Hershey squirts. And so it was
Yeah.
just like I felt so bad for her. So yeah, oh God, I felt so bad for her.
This is
Ooh.
your tip. If you are making Thanksgiving dinner for the first time and you have a turkey, it is 15 minutes to cook per pound. If it is in a deep freezer, you want to get it out on Monday. If it is in the house freezer, you want to get it out on Tuesday and put it in your fridge. And take the bag out, take the fucking neck out, read the goddamn directions, Google, get a cookbook, fucking something.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
YouTube,
it.
there is
It's
no excuse
yes,
for not knowing how to do it anymore. You have the internet.
you can't cook it in your microwave, anything like that. So this is our mama lesson to you. You're gonna cook your turkey 15 minutes per pound. Okay. Most turkeys are 20 pounds. That we cook like a 20-pound turkey, depending on like we have a 20-pound in my freezer that my dad gave us that we're gonna cook this year. Because turkeys, if you've had it in your freezer, it is still good a calendar year later. Just so you're aware. Just so we're clear. Put some seasoning, brine your shit. Like you can get there's like injectable caca that comes with like the needle. You can give it like it's vaccination before you send it on its turkey fucking travels in the goddamn oven. But Jesus Christ, people, season your turkeys and make sure it's thawed out so you don't get fucking dysentery and die on the Oregon Trail. Okay?
Yeah, for sure. Don't Donner
That's
Party yourself.
end rant here. No.
I
What is something that you hate this week?
hate the snippy bitch from Cracker Barrel is what I hate.
Okay. What did she do?
She was rude to me. I actually made a video about it this morning. It's the TikTok that I made this morning. And
Okay.
so I was picking up from a let's call it Country Bucket. We're going to call it Country Bucket. That was the name of the restaurant. Read into that,
White people barrel.
just yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And the thing about this restaurant is I get that on Sundays and Saturday mornings they're very busy. I know that. I knew that when I was going to pick up this order when I was Grubhubbing. But when I ask you very courteously and politely that if you can give me a rough estimate as to how long it will be for the delayed order so that I can reflect that in my on my phone in the app so that I am not penalized for a order that is late or is inedible because it's cold or
Yeah.
whatever the case may be. And when you respond to me with I don't know, we're slammed, that is rudeness and there's no reason for it. And
Well, you're
when
still
she
a customer, you know? Like what
thank
happened to
you
customer service?
thank you I remember when I was getting my first jobs, when I was a teenager and even in my 20s, customer service was the thing that they like wanted to drill into your head.
Hmm.
And yes, maybe as a society leaned into that a little bit more and we created the Karen
Yeah.
species, because now there is a whole population of people that feel entitled to special
Yeah.
treatment because the whole customer is only right is always right thing. But this was and
Hmm.
but she comes back and a lady was walking in front of her and saw that I was standing there with a phone, so obviously I'm waiting for an online order, and she asked me if anyone had helped me and I said yes. A young lady spoke to me, but she very rudely dismissed me. And I'm sorry if she heard
Yeah.
that and she got her feelings hurt, but you're the one that apparently woke up and chose violence. So rather than just taking the
Yeah.
L and saying, okay, well, somebody just called me out for my bullshit behavior, she wanted to then argue with me.
Oh Lord.
Hmm. So I very curtly but politely and calmly put the blonde haired, blue eyed 20 something in her place. And that was it. And
Suck it.
But you know what upset me the most about it was the fact that because I've mentioned before, we've been put into this unfair like category. Like anytime like somebody that looks like us wants to speak
Mhm.
up about something that we don't think is right, or we think we're being treated unfairly when we actually are, then you're
Yeah,
automatically pegged as a Karen. So all day long, I drove around just like replaying this scenario in my head. And by the end of the day, I was like, no, fuck her. She was the one that was a bitch. And as I said
yeah,
in my video, everybody has the right to free speech. But when you use that freedom to be an asshole to somebody, you then lose the right to get your feelings hurt. So
agreed.
sorry that you, like I said, sorry that you woke up and decided to make bad decisions, and I'm sorry that you decided to square off with a professional arguer. Um, but sorry, yeah, I was like, if that
Not
makes me
sorry,
Karen,
not sorry.
sorry, not sorry. And so
Yeah,
yeah, so the little blonde haired blue eyed twat at Country
twat.
Bucket can uh can suck
White
it.
people can.
She can
White
suck
people
my left
can.
nut. Yeah, white people
Okay.
can. Who do you hate?
I hate Karens. I hate entitled white women is what I mean by that, because we went to a white woman convention on Friday. My friends Rachel and Sarah and I did, called Vintage Market Days, which is basically like a flea market, for lack of a better
Yeah.
term. And the rude like lack of personal skills that some of these women walking around had. Um, like instance, Rachel is she's got sclerodoma, which is like a hardening of her tissue. She's also got, what is Rachel? Is it MS or babe? What else does Rachel have? Anyways, that's one of, she's got another autoimmune disease that she's not exactly like steady on her feet, right? Well, big
Okay.
O honkin' me was in her bubble and I knocked her over and she accidentally ran into like this old lady with a cane and bumped into this woman, not gently, but not like, she didn't knock an old lady down. This woman gave us the look of like we did it on purpose and we seriously offended her. So there's one Karen encounter. And then secondly, like people were just, it was very, very crowded. And I know me, like, and I don't know if you have the same, but like as a bigger person, I'm very aware of like my spatial awareness, where I am. Well, the new thing for the moms is they drive these fucking like goddamn trucks of wagons instead of strollers now. Because they all have
Yeah.
53 fucking kids, and I'm not sure why the fuck you took your goddamn baby to a fucking flea market on a goddamn Friday, except everybody was off work, I'm assuming. Um, but like you kind of have like a social right of way when you're walking down an aisle, correct? It's kind of like you follow the rules of the road. These bitches, these Karens, and they're with their Tonka trucks, they don't give a shit. Get out of my way because I so entitled Karens is the thing that I hate today for this week.
Valid.
So yeah,
Valid.
white women, and it's we were
We're the
fitting the shirt up,
worst.
and I literally was like, and like Sarah has known me since middle school, so she knows Missy got a mouth, and Rachel
Yeah.
is she's redheaded, she's fiery, she's sass, and she's looking at me like, don't lose your shit, don't lose your shit, don't lose your shit, don't lose your shit. After the week or two you've had, do not lose your shit. So
Yeah, and yeah, when people are that are around you, that are around you like on a regular basis, and they know like what you've been going through, and they know exactly how short your fuse
yeah,
is. It's good to have like it's good to have a wrangler around in that
yeah.
times who can like maybe like clap their hand over your
Oh,
mouth.
my
But
white trash level was up here. Like I was almost overflowing. Like the
but
trailer
see
park
the
almost came out of me.
and I mentioned this in my TikTok also about how I consider myself to be a pretty nice person, like I'm not looking to, even when I'm not having a good day, I will still say
Yeah,
thank you to somebody. I will still
yeah,
hold the door open for somebody. I'm not going to take my bad day out on everybody else.
yeah,
So, with that in mind, if I decide that you need to be brought down a peg or two, then you fucking earn that shit.
yeah. You
I'm
fuck.
not just going to pop off at you randomly
You wanted the
you
smoke.
you had it coming. Yeah, you wanted the smoke. So
Yeah,
and you're very much the same way. Like you're a lot quicker on the trigger
yes,
than I am,
I
but
am.
you are not just going to go and just destroy someone's whole self identity just because,
And
you're having a
I
bad
can.
day.
I can
Yeah,
make
just
you
because you
cry.
can.
I can
Yeah.
make grown men cry. Just want to throw that out
Yeah.
there. Don't. I need you guys. If you're listening, you know that you can't text me anymore because you're blocked. Just like you don't want the smoke. Yeah.
So I think those are valid things to hate. Absolutely.
Did you have a dumbass of the week?
Um, the dumbass of the week. No, no dumbass of the
No.
week. My fucking dog. Yeah, here he
Goddamn.
comes.
Damn
Goddamn dog.
dog.
This damn dog. He's just still a puppy, he's just an
Yeah, I
asshole.
told
He's
you.
he's ripping everything up. He's
Ugh.
peeing in front of the door. He's not even letting us know he needs to go out. He's just looking straight at us and just letting it go, just whizzing in
He's
front of the
like,
door.
you're not reading my mind. Is he hyping his leg up?
No,
Oh, that's good. My
no,
dog,
he just
he
he
pees
just
like a
kind of
bitch
like
too. He squats to pee like a woman. I'm like, you're a man. Pee on that
he
tree. He's like, I'm afraid of it. I don't want to. Stop looking at me. Don't look at me. I'm peeing. Don't look at me. Oh my God, I'm so ashamed. He does though. That's how he looks.
He doesn't squat either. He kind of like spreads his legs out really wide. He's still standing upright, but
Yeah.
like his
He's
back
like,
legs are like
no pee on
he's
these toes.
well, then here's the thing though. And when he was a puppy, especially, I used to call it his puppy pee paws because he would pee and then he'd walk through it. And
Oh,
then it's just
jeez.
like little wet footprints all over the floor,
Oh,
and we have hardwood floors.
tinkle
So,
toes.
and now, oh, his other favorite thing to do is when he's being lazy and he doesn't feel like going outside, he will just, his hind legs will be inside. His front paws will be will be
And he just
outside.
pisses like a little bit in front of the door.
He and he fucking sits there and I know that he's trying to pee outside, but most of the time he pees on the fucking door frame, like on the threshold. And yes, it will dribble down and make a little puddle in front of the door. And then like how heaven forbid we lock him out of the bedroom so we can have some grown up time. We'll walk out and there will be a puddle in front of our door because he's pissed off. So
Oh,
he pissed
really?
on. Yeah. So,
Oh, that's funny.
he's just a dumbass and he falls, like he gets really excited and he'll like lose his footing on the couch and he'll just like tumble head first out onto the floor. And
So
he's
he's
just
an
a dumbass.
endearing dumbass of the week.
He
Oh, that's
is. He is an
cute.
endearing dumbass.
All right. Well, my Karens this week they're complaining because people are telling them that a lot of the small bit because we have a lot of like entitled older people here in town, and small businesses have been posting on their Facebook like their Facebooks like be nice to our fucking employees, and so this week the Karens are kind of complaining about being told to be nice to the employees of the small businesses and don't be entitled Karens. So that's what they've been complaining about. And I
So
had
all
to
of the Karens
school,
are getting upset because they're being told to mind their fucking manners.
yeah, and I had to not, I had to politely, like, I had an internet argument with a gentleman because he tried to point it at calling people like dirt bags and like idiots and not having common sense and pointing it at the younger generation and saying it's a morals issue. They weren't raised right. Da, 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 da. And I was like, look, my kid works at fucking McDonald's and was called a racist because she wouldn't sell an Islamic person a chicken sandwich at 6:30 in the morning. He was like, what kind of low life is trying to buy a chicken sandwich at 6:30 in the morning? I was like, I fucking said it. And I was like, she has had drinks thrown at her. She has had people cuss at her, and it's all people over 50. So your argument is invalid, sir. And he kind of shut the fuck up, and it was like a win for me.
Um,
The, the only thing I have left is our self care reminder. So, or like our refresher. So, are you still doing, or have you added anything to your nighttime routine?
Not really. The only thing I changed is I started putting oat milk in my tea. Because
Okay.
I've never like understood the whole like because like British people they put milk in their tea. And that's not an American
Yeah.
thing. Like every time I've ever had like hot tea, it's always been like honey and lemon that I put into it, which they do also. But I was just like I've been trying to figure out why I'm so gassy in the mornings, and I'm thinking it might be the fact that I put half and half in my
Oh yeah.
coffee. So I'm trying oat milk to see if maybe that has a little bit of an effect. And so I was just like, I wonder because it's a little sweet and it's very, very creamy. So I put a little bit in my tea last week and I liked it. So that is kind of a change. But I had cake for dinner on Thursday, so I'm gonna count that as my self care for the week.
No, that's absolutely self care. So I think it counts. No, if it's something I
I
like that,
enjoyed
like
it. It made me happy.
that is the point of cake. That is like literally what they made cake for, was to make people's mouths happy. So I
Yeah,
support you and I salute you.
thank you.
So is it still working where you're getting much better sleep and everything? You
Oh
drinking your
yeah,
water?
yeah.
Good.
Yep, I'm drinking my
So
water. I'm drinking a soda right now, but like I said, was outdoor dashing since 8 o'clock this morning, and I went through two of my. I don't know where my bottle is, but I have a 40-ounce Hydro Flask,
yeah,
and I went through two of those today. I peed a lot, and I don't
yeah.
know if they have. Probably not in Derby so much, probably because this is such a big city. And we do have a rather large homeless or unsheltered population, and a lot of gas stations will not allow you to use their bathroom unless you're making a purchase or like you're whatever. Not
Mhm.
everywhere. We do have QTs, but they
Mhm.
are not as prevalent as they are like in the DFW area.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hit or miss, and I don't want to stop at this Circle K and get turned down, and then go to this Circle K and get turned down. I'm wasting my time, and all I'm wasting all my time looking for a bathroom, so I just hold it until I get home, which I'm sure is
Oh
nice and
man.
healthy.
Looking at you with your strong pelvic floor.
I
I
know.
can
I don't
hold
have
it.
that though. Like if I'm like if I really have to pee and I'm on my way home and I get a
I
good
gotta go
strong
now.
sneeze, oh
Oh
man,
yeah.
I'm like, "Oh, thank God I got that poise pad on."
I went and got a facial on
Oh,
Wednesday.
good for
I went
you.
and got my nails done on Monday because my nail had come up. I was trying to stretch it out. I got my nails done on Monday, and then I got my facial that I'm doing monthly on Wednesday, and it was she did a different facial this time because I talked about how like oily my skin is. I think next time I'm gonna go back to the anti-aging facial because it was she didn't like rub my head and shit this time. She just gave me like a massage. It was weird getting like a massage because it was like a almost like how when you're married or with somebody you get like the 2 or 3 minute massage and then they try to have sex with you. Well, she
Yep.
gave me like a 2 or 3 minute massage and then she didn't try to have sex with me. It was very weird. So, but after she
Wow.
was done massaging me, I went to go. I was like, before I pay you, I said, I'm not trying. I was like, but I really have to pee. So I went and I peed. I peed. It was like that Adam Sandler song, like the never ending, like his skit on his CD of like the never ending. And I was like, is this because I drank that much water today, or is it because my body is like that relaxed? It's like, let's just let all the liquids out. Let's let all the liquids out. So, but yeah, I got my
Maybe.
skin like it's still relaxing because you just have somebody who's like, she's massaging your face. Like she was like like not pinching, but
Oh
she's like
yeah.
at my face. And then she did like eye rejuvenation where it was like ultrasound on my eyes. And she's like, basically it's gonna retrain your muscles. I was like, girl, you do some because I'm carrying some luggage with me on the daily. So it was nice. Like I'm gonna do another one. I think I booked it for like late December. I might just push it out till January because with the holidays and stuff, but I'm really
Yeah.
trying to do it like once a month at least, so I have that for myself. But yeah,
Mhm.
it was pretty, dude. Like I've been telling everybody, like do something. I'm back on like my weight loss shit this week because I ate like fucking hammered shit for like 2 weeks straight. I have not worked out. I worked out like 1.5 times this past. I did meet my second goal weight. Like I was down like 215 was my initial goal weight. Then I said 210. Well, I hit 210 on Friday. And then I had McDonald's on the border and something else, something fast food
You're a
after
monster.
for dinner.
I bet
So
you
yeah,
enjoyed
so
every
I'm
bite of it, though.
oh, it's beautiful. It was beautiful. I DoorDash Taco Bell. That's how, or McDonald's. That's how ostentatious. I think we had pizza. We had pizza. So it was like McDonald's on the border, and then like fucking pizza. And I was living my best life. But I had walked like 10,000 steps at the Karen fucking convention, so I feel like it balanced out. So
There you go.
um, yeah, white women world is what it should have been fucking called.
I remember when I was
And
doing
we,
keto on my cheat days, I'm like, all I wanted was chips and salsa. I'm just like, I just want to go Mexican
oh
food. I
yeah,
want chips and salsa. I want tortillas. I want all the things. So that was usually my go to cheat day, or carne asada fries.
oh yeah. See, I
Yeah.
do a lot of like eating. I do a lot of stuff on like those carb balance tortillas because they're 70 calories, not a whole. Like I made like a pizza earlier today with like mozzarella because mozzarella is very low fat, and I just made like with turkey. I made a pizza and it was like 200 calories if that, and then like I'll get like low sodium chips and low sodium salsa because it's like super almost super clean. So I eat the shit out of chips and salsa within reason. But like today I was
Okay.
gonna go work out and I didn't really feel like it. Like I haven't been Kevin was texting me telling me it was pizza when I couldn't remember what Friday. Thanks, buddy. Um, but I haven't felt like I was just in a shitty piss bitch mood on Thursday, and I went to
Mm-hmm.
go work out in the fucking sauna, and I stopped like 20 minutes. I was like, being hot is making me more mad at the world right now. And so they're like, "You're done." I was like, "This is just not fucking helping." I'm like a skosh close to getting my fucking period. I hate the goddamn world right now. Like it's
Yeah.
just not
It's
that I don't
okay
hate
to
the
say
world.
fuck everything when you're about to start your period and when you're
Yeah.
on your period.
So yeah, I'm gonna try to go again this week. Like I'm gonna go do like a little 15-minute workout tomorrow before Witten's therapy session because he and I got into an argument on Friday because I said I'm like we need to start thinking of ways for you to start making your own money and stuff because a lot of my friends make their kids earn money like you do. Like he's like a little entitled. I'm not ready for that responsibility yet. And I was like, I don't give an actual fuck if you're not ready. And
Mm-hmm.
I was like, but when you want like Jordans and you want this, well, those are wants, those aren't needs. I'm not ready. And then we were talking about later because he wants to do like a buddy games kind of thing with his friends in the summer. And I said, I will pay for half of like, he wanted to get those like Zorb balls, which are those hamster balls that like do like
Mm-hmm.
a contest. And I was like, I will pay for half of them if you earn the money. And then I started explaining, like, here's your shoe budget. Say you find shoes that are double your shoe budget, but you have the money. And he was like, then it clicked. And like, then he turned the drama off. So
Mm-hmm.
we're going to talk to his therapist about that tomorrow and his communication and his listening.
Yeah.
Um,
Steven is about at the point where I think that he needs to be a little more serious about getting a job.
mm-hmm.
Just so that, because he's at the age where he likes the expensive stuff. Like
Yeah.
he asked for an Oculus for Christmas last year. And yeah. And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Is there a great value version?
Yeah.
But it's yeah, and like I know that he wants to start saving for a car.
Yeah.
Um and we're just not in a position to where we can just throw a bunch of money at something like that. And
Mm-hmm.
he likes video games, and I think that that's something that he needs to probably start paying for. And
They're so
um
expensive. They're $60 a piece for a new
I
one,
know. I
you
know.
know?
He just bought two of them. And
Ooh.
he earns money. Like he came back from Arkansas with like a shit ton of money because he was helping his granddad. But he's motivated by things that he likes to do. And I
Yeah.
don't think that, and I get it, the thought of
Yeah.
bagging groceries at the grocery store or making pizzas is not exciting. But you would get out of the house, you would meet some people, you would learn a skill, and you would earn your own money.
Yeah.
So
And that's what I
yeah.
tried to tell Witten because he was like, well, I don't know what I can do. I was like, pick up dog shit, walk dogs, rake leaves, mow yards. He's like, well, I don't like doing this stuff. I was like, then do you think of things that you would, and we will see if it's a possibility. And I was like, but you
Mhm.
obviously didn't learn shit from us making you pay us back from when you quit football. You haven't, because he's so, like, when we had his birthday, we went to Dave and Buster's, and I was like, I will give you like a $20 play card. He was like, well, that's hardly anything. And Rylan was so pissed.
Mm.
Okay. I was like, but anytime you're defending us, you can say something as long as you use the correct delivery. Because she like I had to
Yeah.
make a chore chart because he also brought up, well, you make me do everything around the house. And I was like, oh, I do. I
Hmm.
do. When? And he was like, well, when the trash goes out, like, like it's always me. And I was like, oh, so me telling you stop and let Micah do it because Micah needs to learn to do stuff that's making you do everything, huh? Because I made a fucking chore chart where it was like, now they each have days where they have to empty the dishwasher and they load the dishwasher. And like, I made that and Ron was like, it's bullshit that you have to make this. And I was like, but baby, you were not the kindest of individuals at 13 either. I was like, do you not remember when I said, do you know why I have you do dishes? And you told me because I was lazy. Do you remember that? Should shut the fuck up.
I mean, where's the lie?
I mean, for real skis, but I guys have
But
been there.
that's
I want
not
you
the
to be a
point.
functional.
You're an
But I'm
adult.
telling you, you have had to wash dishes at jobs that you have had, and that is a skill that I gave you by making you do dishes. Boom. Stump her happy ass down the basement stairs who was not happy with that answer. So I can do no right parenting today or this
TF.
week or whatever. Mm-hmm. So, but that is we're at 2 hours and 10 minutes, and that is the end of my list, and it is 9:45.
Yes, it is.
So,
So
do you want to do?
go ahead.
Okay. Where can we find you on social media?
I am OG Mary Mother 420 on TikTok. I need the 1,000 followers, so go and follow me so that we can go live and we can do this shit,
Yes, go follow
you know.
Amy. That way we
And
can do
I
live
am,
TikTok, and then we still, even with our live TikTok, we'll put it on YouTube and post
it'll
it
be
in the regular
funny.
places. Still,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I am Mean Mommy Life on YouTube and Mary Mother 420 on Instagram.
And I
What
am
about
Miss
you?
Carter 820 on Instagram. I am Mama underscore Missy. I think 82, but I think you can find me just as Mama underscore Missy on TikTok. Miss
Mm-hmm.
Carter 820 on Instagram. We are a Manifested Drama podcast on Instagram, and we are a Manifested Drama on YouTube. Go check our YouTube, like and subscribe. If you're listening to audio or subscribe to our channel on YouTube if you're watching this on YouTube. This really helps us gain more followers and kind of puts us up in the charts so that way we can get more listens. And then the more listens we get, then we can get, sponsors, and then we can make better quality everything for
Yeah.
you guys. So we just really appreciate your support and everything.
Yes, we do. Thank you so much to the OG7
Yeah, y'all know
and
who you
and
are, you
the and the and
magnificent
the
seven.
the meanie threes.
The the three bitter betties is what we'll call them.
Yep, the three bitter Bettys.
Yeah. All right. Well, it was good talking to you, friend. Have a good week.
Thanks, Hal. I will try to take some pictures and videos on my trip and have a good I hope you can find a guest to do the
Yeah,
show next
hopefully.
week. All
They won't
right.
hold a
Talk to
candle
you
to you,
later.
but we'll try. All right. Bye.
Aw, thanks. Bye.